Hello and welcome everyone, this is Godfrey9. Today I'm bringing you a battle that I had in my Fuso this morning, and it was just a reminder to me and hopefully to all of you out there that don't stop playing until the final shells are fired and that ticker or that game clock kicks down. Alright, we'll jump into the battle and I hope you enjoy it. So the beginning of this battle is a little slow. I was having a really hard time finding my aim at the beginning of this battle, shooting at battleships and cruisers at 21, 20, 19 kilometers. And so instead of sitting here and watching me silently shoot and miss ships, I thought I'd read some history about the Fuso and then tell you a little bit about it as you would have it in game. So the word Fuso is the classical name for Japan, and the Fuso was the lead ship of two Fuso-class dreadnought battleships built for the Imperial Japanese Navy. She was launched in 1914 and commissioned in 1915, and initially patrolled off the coast of China, playing no part in World War I. In 1923, she assisted survivors of the Great Kanto earthquake. Fuso was modernized in 1930 through 1935 and again in 1937 through 41, with improvements to her armor and machinery and a rebuilt superstructure. With only 14-inch guns, she was outclassed by other Japanese battleships at the beginning of World War II and played auxiliary roles for most of the war. Fuso was part of Vice Admiral Shoji Nishimura's Southern Force at the Battle of Leyte Gulf. She was sunk in the early hours of the 25th of October, 1944 by 2 or 3 torpedoes and naval gunfire during the Battle of, excuse my pronunciation, Surigao Strait. Some reports claimed that Fuso broke in half and that both halves remained afloat and burning for an hour, but according to survivors' accounts, the ship sank after 40 minutes of floating. Of the almost 2,000 crewmen, only a few dozens escaped, and only 10 survived to return to Japan. It's kind of a sad ending to the Fuso's what could have been a glorious career, but was just cut short by time and being outclassed at the opening of World War II. Two interesting facts about the Fuso is that she was a distant support for the first air fleet that was attacking Pearl Harbor, so she technically took place in the Battle of Pearl Harbor. And something that we don't get to see in game, unfortunately, is that the Fuso was originally fitted with 6 submerged 533 millimeter, so that's 21-inch torpedo tubes, 3 on either broadside. So that would be pretty fun to have 6 torpedoes to fire off with your battleship, but that would probably make this ship a little bit too powerful in-game. A couple quick points about the Fuso in-game. Fully upgraded, you will have 57,100 health points. Your artillery will consist of 6 dual-barreled 316 millimeter, that's 14-inch guns, 14 152 millimeter secondary guns, and 4 127 dual-purpose secondary or anti-aircraft guns. Your anti-aircraft armament consists of 4 3-barreled 25 millimeter guns, 12 two-barreled 25 millimeter guns, and 28 single-barreled 25 millimeter guns. Maneuverability, 25 knot top speed. Circle radius is 910 meters, and the rudder shift time is 17.9 seconds. From the surface, you will be detectable at 18.9 kilometers, and by the air, you will be detected at 12.2 kilometers. So at this point in the video, you have seen me fire off a bunch of random shots that have not been effective and not hit anything. Right here, I see a torpedo attack coming in, and I'm trying to turn into those torpedoes so that I don't get hit by all of them. I am going to get hit by 3 here, and I am going to take some sinking damage. But right here you get to see the strength of the Fuso in this tier of battle, this tier 5 and 6 range. You can take quite a lot of hits. At this point on the map, I've just looked over and realized that C has been overrun and cruisers are pushing through. So I'm marking on the screen, trying to let people know, hey, enemies over there, we need to stop them. And instead of pushing on A like I had originally planned, I have turned around and I'm starting to make my way back towards C and these cruisers. I take some shots right here, and I believe that was an Omaha. And I'm not expecting them to hit. They're more of just trying to let him know, hey, I am looking at you. Go away. And none of them do hit, but that's alright. We've got a friendly destroyer here that's moving up and is making his way into the battle also. So, right now, it is myself and 2 destroyers versus 2 cruisers that I know of, and who knows what else. While the rest of my team that we can see on the map, we've got 2 battleships and what looks like 2 cruisers over here on the west side, over on the 1-2 line, are engaging the rest of the enemy team that looks like 3 battleships and probably about 2 cruisers. It's important that I pulled off right here when I did, because if I had left and continued into A, I would have left this side wide open, and the one base that we did have, they could have capped. And if you look at the top of the screen, we are almost down by 200 points, and so it's really important that I come over here and try to engage these guys and stop them. You know, another miss on that Cleveland. Don't worry, I am going to get to shoot him. Well, I think I do. These torpedoes might get him. It's really important that I come over here and just try to slow these guys down and try to engage them. While I'm hoping the rest of my team can finish off the enemies in A and then swing over and assist me. So here come those torpedoes, and they hit that Cleveland, and I do not get to shoot at him, but that's all right with me. So I'm looking around, trying to decide what the best move is, and at this point I see the Omaha. Currently there's a mountain between us, but I've decided I'm going to push ahead, and I'm going to risk his torpedoes, because the Omaha has torpedoes, 3 on either side, and try to sink him before he can get this destroyer and recap B, or take over B. A moment ago you saw me selecting some aircraft. You can do that by holding control and clicking on the aircraft. You can also do that with the secondary guns on your ship. You can tell them to focus on one specific target. I normally only select torpedo bombers and dive bombers, but there weren't any of those around. So here, Omaha's come around. I'm positioning my guns to get all 6 of them in. I'm looking to see if he's going to fire his torps, and I don't see him yet, and I fire. And that was an okay hit. Some of those shots fell a little shorter than I would have wanted them to, but I did hit with 8 of my 12 shots, so that's not too bad. And I'm rolling on in here into B to stop him from being able to cap if he kills this destroyer. Also, we have torpedoes coming in off my port bow, which you just saw me select. And before I focus on them, I am turning port to engage them, and I also put shots into the Omaha, and not as good of a shot here. So this torpedo group is going to launch here in a second, and I am turning into those, and yes, I am going to take some torps here, and the other one is just launched in front of me, and you can see them coming. I'm going to take 1 torpedo from the first, but he did not do any drowning damage, and I slowed my speed down right when he launched, and what that does is it throws off the timing that they had expected. I fire off at the Omaha here, not the best, but I did hit him. And at this point I've decided, screw it, I need to get my rear guns in on this, so I'm going to beach myself intentionally and get my guns all on this Omaha. And he takes a torpedo and my guns, and boom, he's gone. Woohoo! Threat taken care of. So that immediate threat over there is done with. I am in full reverse as my speed slows down, trying to avoid hitting this mountain and getting stuck, but I am going to, and as you can see, torp bombers are coming in here, and my AA guns are firing away. At this point, I've killed 15 aircraft. That's pretty good for me. So the torpedoes have launched, and I'm seeing that he did a wide spread, and so what I decided to do here is I decided to go back, so I'm going to miss the front torpedo, and then I put it into full again, which gets me moving forward, and I only take 1 torpedo instead of 2 or 3. I wouldn't have taken 3, but I could have taken 2. So it was kind of a lesser of the two evil situations, but it worked in my advantage. I haven't need to repair. I didn't drown, so it was good. I'm going to take a pot shot at this Cleveland. I'm not going to hit him though. But I do notice that there is a Mogami. The Mogami is the tier 4 battleship, and I am 2 tiers higher than him, but he is still a deadly target. And so I need to get in there and engage him. I'm backing up at the moment so that I can just get off this mountain, fire off those salvos. I think one of them hits, but it was more of just to kind of, yeah, one of them hits, but it was more just to scare him off a little bit. And so at this point I've decided I'm going to come around the right side of this mountain and hopefully engage him at really close combat. And you can see that our destroyer has zipped over to sea, and we're going to cap that. We are almost losing by 400 points, though. So at this point, I'm just playing to get hits so that when I lose, my experience points will be higher and I'll get more credits. And that's always something to do. Even if you're the last ship alive, if you can find somebody that you can, like a carrier, and you can just shoot at him and try to get 60 or 70 hits. Before either the time runs out or you die, that's a really good strategy for points. So the Mogami gets the first salvo off, and I let him have my 12 guns and my 12 shots, and 6 of them hit. And I've decided at this point I have more armor than him, I have more secondaries than him, and my guns do more damage. So I'm gonna get really close and try to hit him with my secondaries and get the max damage potential that I can do. Off on my starboard, there is some torpedo bombers that you'll see. I select the front group. I don't remember if that was the group that attacked me or if it's the rear group that attacks me, but I shoot down a lot of ships right here. And what's really nice about those secondary guns is I can be worrying about aircraft and still doing damage to this Mogami. You can see his front gun is totally blown, so that's awesome. And I do a huge hit right there. I did 11,000 damage on that Mogami, and that really helped me in this battle. He does knock out one of my guns, which is repairable, and I have the repair skill, but I'm worried that I'm going to get hit by a torp, which has been launched. And it is in the water, and I look over and I see there's only one, and its angle's off. So I'm going to hit that repair and get my other gun up here, and get all 6 of these and my secondaries. You remember I have 14 secondaries, so 7 on my side firing at him. Shoot him again, take out another turret. And this is what's so much fun about battleships. Normally you don't get in close like this, but oh, when you do, it's so cool. It's like the Battle of the Dreadnoughts, and just shells flying everywhere, and the big guns going out, and it's the way battleships, like, you want to play them. Strategically, not a good move, but in game, it's a lot of fun. So I am also taking shots from an Aoba. I hit his citadel, kill him. Decide I need to get my guns trained on this Aoba. His health is really low, but the Aoba has 203, I believe, millimeter guns, and they're really deadly. He also has torpedoes that I have to watch out for. So I am trying to take a really tight turn, and I believe he actually already launched torpedoes at me on my original heading. Yep, there they are, but I changed, so they're going to miss me wide, so that's really good. My secondaries have almost taken, I think, like 600 or 700 health. And there my main guns go off, and I destroy him. So at this point, we brought the scores back to, like, as you can see, 700 to 800. We're still 100 points off. There's a Cleveland down there that our battleship is engaging that he will kill shortly. But I've basically just, at this point, again, we can't win, and I'm just gonna shoot around AP at this carrier, switch over to HE, and just grind for damage. And I am going to go towards A in the small hope that I'll be able to cap it. But like I've said, at this point, I'm just going for damage, shots hit, criticals, anything that can get me more experience and more credits, which is a really good thing to do in this game. Any opportunity, really, that you have. You can see on the map that we've got a destroyer who is also trying to get shots and get some torps on this aircraft carrier. He and I have been working together for quite a while. I'm going to fire HE here, and I think I light him on fire. Yes, I do. When fighting carriers, lighting them on fire, very important. He is going to put this fire out because he has a repair, but the next time I fire HE at him and I light him on fire, he has to let that burn. And when he is burning, he cannot send out aircraft, which essentially makes him completely useless in at range like this. If I'd gotten really close, his secondaries could have shot at me, but my secondaries probably still would have killed him. So my HE is all loaded up again. I fire and hit, and we get a critical. Targets hit. We hit 4 times, and we defended the base. Woohoo! Didn't set him on fire this time though. And still just steaming towards A. The scores are 788 to 916. We did end up taking out that cruiser, but we lost our battleship. And when you kill ships or lose ships, points are added or deducted accordingly. So, in my mind at this point, game's done. Like I said, just grinding for points. Gonna send some shots out here, and we get a couple hits on him. Right there. No fires, but we get a good reset. And we still hold on to B. Did hit him 4 times. He's shooting at dive bombers right at this moment, which are going to drop right now. And we'll watch that. There we go. I don't think... Oh, they did light him on fire. And what I didn't know is that our destroyer had fired off torpedoes, and he just hit that carrier and destroyed him, which is huge. Look at our scores. They just dropped lower than us. We're going to win this match. They were, I mean, mere seconds away from winning, and that destroyer clutch torpedo shot took him out. The only thing the enemy has left is an aircraft carrier, and I don't even think he has any aircraft left because I don't see any, and we are going to end up winning this battle. I was shocked. I mean, legitimately, I took my hands away from the controller and just kind of went, really? We won? I was amazed. So yeah, that's going to be the rest of the battle. So as a battleship in game, I really like the Fuso. I capture A right there. Woohoo, more points. I really like the Fuso. It's a very deadly battleship. It's got a lot of range. Its guns are a little small, but you can make up for that. And there's our win, and I fired off. Let's take a look at our victory result screens here. I end up walking away with 283,000 credits and 3,000 experience. I end up top of the team with 2,000 base experience and 80,000 main gun experience, 7,700 secondary gun experience, combining for almost 90,000 damage done in that battle. So that is the Fuso. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you could hit that like button and subscribe if you have not already, that'll let me know that you guys want to see more of these videos, and it will encourage me to make some. Leave a comment below if you feel the need to. Hope to see you guys out there on the battlefield. Have a good one.